Hey, everybody's talking about the massive opportunities around AI and context graphs. So Foundation Capital were talking about this, and there's a bunch of others as well. So I thought I'd take a closer look about what we think about in terms of the future of software and bringing AI and your data and the system of records together. So there's a number of challenges that were covered in these articles. So AI doesn't really know enough about your business. And there's a couple of key areas where the information just doesn't exist as part of that context. So first is tribal knowledge, and basically information is stuck in people and groups of people's heads, and you can't get into that information. Um, Imperfect memory, there's so much information out there that you don't have access to all of it all of the time. So we all lead busy lives, and to be able to make the right decisions and that we just don't have that capability. It's also complex. There's a lot of different systems out there. So we're using, for example, a CRM system, maybe your messaging, Slack, email, analytics systems, and what other systems of records are out there. And also working with AI, you tend to ask it for information, and then you need to translate it and then turn it into action. So this is really changing, and the context graph is that missing link. So it allows you to connect AI with those existing systems and data to be able to achieve some amazing stuff, and then to be able to actually act on it. So we believe that AI belongs inside your system of record, and this is where you really start to see some amazing power and how it can interact with those existing systems and obviously the people that are driving it. So where AI has typically been suggesting information, you go out and you ask it for information, or what do you think of this? What do you think of this? You can actually turn that into action. So it's bring you, the human, driving it, as well as the AI and that system of record as that source of truth to be able to create these operational superpowers. So you've got the AI agent working with the human. Agents use these tools, the two types of tools, the invisible tools, so they automate it. So they may be making like API calls, like making updates or getting information from the system of record, but it happens behind the scenes. And then the visible ones. So where you've got these widgets that the user can interact with, whether it's just looking at information or complex information in a way. So it might be things like charts, but also might be interfaces to be able to capture and edit, sophisticated application data. So that cycle of being able to iterate and connect the AI agent, the human, and the system of record through these tools is really, really important. One of the things that we've been working on is that we've got a platform that allows you to create these systems of record so that you can create both mobile and web applications. But we also provide you the tools to be able to make it visible and usable by the artificial intelligence. So this rests on Model Context Protocol, or MCP, and we allow you to create those MCP tools and interfaces without having to do any sort of coding. And this speeds up the whole process to be able to do that. I thought I'd give you a quick example. We chose a CRM application. So I quickly, vibe coded the CRM application. So we've got things like deals, customers, notes, and tasks. We've got a Kanban board over here with different deals at different stages. And just to use an example that, let's say if we had a look at a particular deal that is it's a hot deal, how do we get this over the line? So let me move myself over here and we can have a look at this. So we can, at the moment, we've got some notes. There was a meeting with, the sales team with a week before, and then some stuff that happened last week. There was a meeting with CTO, and this particular deal, Acme Inc., that they provide services and software for their customers, and they are trying to provide. This is the actual customer, and they provide that capability and those services. And let's try and see what we need to do to get this deal. So I'm just going to talk to the AI over here. So what do you think we need to do to close this deal ASAP? Any thoughts, insights? Also with AI and SOC 2, what do we need to be aware of? So on the left-hand side over here, I've got my AI. It happens to be ChatGPT. On the right-hand side, I've got my system of record. That was the CRM application that I created. Just so happens to be with Buzzy, but it could be a legacy system. So Now, the AI has come back to me and it's got some knowledge because it can query the data on the right-hand side, but it can also interact with that. So it's come up with a whole set of recommendations here of what it thinks we should do to be able to go and close this deal. Also some SOC 2 and so on. Now, I could say, so if you'd like to summarize, so you want to, what's the next level I can help? So draft a why now, close email to the CEO. Yes, can you add this as notes and tasks. Oops, tasks to the opportunity. Now, obviously, this is a very quick demo, but you can interact with the AI and ask it all sorts of questions, external sources, gather information from all over the web, bring that in, ask for expertise, and then act on it. So put it into the system of record. In this situation, it's the CRM, and to be able to do that, as effectively as possible, and quickly and easily as possible. We can see now that it wants to create a note. It's logged in as me to the CRM system, so it can get access to CRM information that I have access to. It's using OAuth authentication, so we can see over here it's adding notes to that. So let's see over here. Here's the close plan, so we can look at that. So how cool is this? That we've got AI interacting and can make decisions based on that. It's going to create some tasks for me. So let's go back over here to have a look at here to see what tasks it's going to create. And over here, it's created a whole series of tasks, and I can interact with it. And again, this is what it's about, bringing AI together with those system of records to be able to create that context graph, bringing all that information together to make fast, insightful, decisions that are going to help you drive the business forward and get over those difficult things. So this is just a quick demo. Obviously, we could go on with this and keep interacting, but hopefully you get the idea of how you can interact with it. So that's really just a quick snapshot of what we're doing. Now we've made this really easy. So we had a look at the demo. The other point that I raised before is that this is not acting as the admin and access to all information at the back end. This is actually acting and interacting with the system of records as me. So we're using OAuth authentication, all the permission security levels are all, as if I was logged in and using that system. So they're all correct. Really what we want to see people do is start to leverage this. So start small. So build a little wedge. Don't try to do the whole, bill of cheese or whatever it is, and then just go through and iterate with that. We've made it super simple. I literally got this up and running without any coding. Um, I created the system of record in this example. So if you didn't want to do it with your full-on production system, you wanted to create an application, or sometimes it's even faster to create an application for a specific business use case using AI, which what Buzzy is at the back end, and then we can enable the interfaces really with a few clicks. So thanks again for watching. I'm super excited to where this goes, and look forward to hearing what you create with it. Please reach out and let us know. Cheers.